It's 3 p.m. Your headlines. The ANC will this afternoon brief the media and the nation on the outcomes of the special meeting of the party's National Executive Committee held at the weekend. The case of two police officers accused of killing Eldorado Park teen Nathaniel Julies has been postponed to the 10th of September. And former Minister Nomvula Mokoyane's personal assistant Sandy Thomas has told the Zondo Commission that she interacted with former Bosasa CEO Gavin Watson mostly over the phone. All right, we're coming to you live from the south of Johannesburg in Nasrec. You're watching SA Today here on SABC News. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'm Flonda Draba. Well, the ministers who form part of the security cluster are addressing issues relating to the capacity of the criminal justice system to combat gender-based violence and femicide. The dialogue is under the theme improving access to justice for the victims and survivors of GBV and femicide. It also closes the 2020 Women's Month program. Let's take you there and listen in to that virtual proceedings.
And of course, we have the Minister of Police, General Bheki Cele, who's also part of the panel that will be taking your questions, taking your suggestions, taking your views, and really engaging in this much anticipated dialogue, as I've mentioned. And next to the Minister of Police, we do have the Deputy National Director of Public Prosecutions, and that is Advocate Rodney de Kock. Thank you so much, sir, for your time today. And of course, we also have the Executive Director of the Independent Police Investigative Directorate, and that, of course, is Mayor Jennifer Ntlasing. Thank you so much for your time. Now that we have the panelists, sitting across the panelists, we have the stakeholders from various organizations and formations who will be adding their voices to today's discussion. They include Sonke Gender Justice, Memeza Shout. We also have with us the National Council of People Living with Disabilities and the National African Farmers Union, who will also be adding their voice to this very important discussion. We also have a representative from Total Shutdown, and of course, aware.org. So those are the stakeholders that are here with us currently. But of course, we know that there are many, many more voices out there that would love to engage in this very important conversation. And we look forward to your input in this, conversation of national importance. That is why we are now really calling for maximum participation far and wide, and calling on members of the public to also, make use of this platform to engage with the panelists and to also engage with the stakeholders through our WhatsApp line, our GBV dialogue WhatsApp line, which is 079 070 9985. That is 079 070 9985. That's the number that you can use to WhatsApp us. Please do send through your text messages as well as your voice notes, which will be heard and read in today's conversation. And the question of the day is, what do you believe still needs to be done to improve access to justice for victims as well as survivors of gender-based violence and femicide? Now, let's open the dialogue with opening remarks from the Minister of Police, General Bheki Cele, and we'll also hear from the Minister who's sitting right beside him, Minister Maite Mashabane. Over to you, Minister Cele. You can do it from where you're sitting, Mr. Cele.
Thank you very much, Liranzo. Everybody, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Minister. I know we are from far from Amalahleni. Minister in the Presidency, the Deputy Minister of the Police, National Commissioner that is here, Deputy National Director of Public Prosecution, Advocate de Kock, IPD Head, and all other people that are here. One stakeholder I did not mention is a Condoleezza that is here in the House. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Allow me to start this dialogue by sharing my vision with you. My vision is when a young woman walking alone in the middle of the night, from wherever she comes from and wherever she goes, without a fear of being harassed, assaulted, raped, or even murdered by a man. This is a vision that all of us will have to fight hard and be hopeful that is realized during our lifetime. The brutal killing of women in this country is a shame I carry each day as a South African, as a cabinet member, a member of the society, a father, a husband, and a man out there. It's a fact. Men commit these heinous gender-based crimes. It's often men that the women know, men that they love, and men that they trust, and the men that they expect the protection from them. We continue to improve. Ladies and gentlemen, in the based violence, it's a priority crime in the police service, as also the President has declared it as a second pandemic. We continue to improve and intensify the combating, prevention, and investigation of crimes committed against women across all ages, sexual orientation, gender identity, and expression. Pillar 3 of the national strategic that the Minister can speak better, Minister Maite can speak better on, and Femicide task us as a security cluster to ensure that all GBV and F victims and survivors should be able to access criminal justice system. They should access a system that is efficient and sensitive to the needs of survivors while being accessible and responsible. In our response to gender-based violence, femicide, the police are making progress in resourcing specialized units that deal with GBVF cases with both funding and human capital. We have the FCS, that is a Family Violence and Child Protection Sexual Offences Unit, has trained specialist detectives to investigate gender-based violence. The FCS had made significant strides in securing justice for victims, and its detectives continue to put together watertight cases that secure multiple life sentences for GBVF-related cases. From the start of April 2020 to date, 21,203 cases of domestic violence were reported, with 14,777 suspects charged. The first 6 months of this year saw 217 life sentences handed down, 251 accused from 200 dockets of domestic violence. While the FCS continues to be beefed up with more officers to handle the workload, officers within the unit and officers at stations continue to undergo specialized sensitivity training in order to provide a professional service to victims. The treatment of victims and survivors of GBVF with compassion and professional is a policy of the SABC. However, the treatment of some complainants of domestic violence at police station remains a concern. Ladies and gentlemen, those officers who choose not to comply with the policy of SABC, which is to treat victims with respect and dignity, those officers who shame us by turning victims away don't have a place in the South African Police Service. Such acts are dereliction of duty, and this is a serious offense that warrants report them, and we will deal with them. Well, there's been a question here now and again, Minister, how do we report them? Here in my hand, Minister, we have a police directory. This police directory will have to be available, put them at the police stations. It's got every number of every police station in the Republic of South Africa, every station commander, the Minister of Police, National Commissioner, Deputy Minister, and all other deputies and divisional commissioners. All district commissioners are here. So it will be easy for the public out there to be able, if you are not assisted in your station, you phone the next league until you reach the minister, you reach the commissioner. So it's our effort as the South African Police Service members to be accessible and make sure that every member in South Africa, every citizen has an access. This is what we'll try to put in the police station, supply, and everybody at the end of the day will have to try to have this direction. If anyone believes they have been failed by any men or women in blue, I also encourage you to make use of our GBVF complaints line, which is 0800 333 177. I repeat, 0800 333 177. The rape kits that we had a problem with, that has been resolved. We have come with a contract that it will last us for next three years, so we won't have a problem now of having the kids missing out on the station. Ladies and gentlemen, while we collectively wear our masks, sanitize our hands, and maintain social distance in order to prevent the spread of the COVID-19 pandemic, the question is, what are we doing as collective to prevent the spread and ultimately bring an end to the second pandemic, which is the war on women? Those people that have declared the war on women will have to respond collectively to say enough is enough. The goal of this discussion is to respond to the vision of all women living without fear. Realizing this vision can't be the work of the police or the courts alone. This is why we must have robust engagement on this very emotive subject. I am sure the inputs made here will further highlight each of our own roles that we must play in creating a country where women are safe and free. But for us to ensure the vision is realized, kufanele sithi kwanele, enough is enough, izinto masijike. The change must be at our police stations, from the most junior officer right up to the top management. The change must come from within our homes, our communities, in boardrooms and other places of work, schools, places of worship, educational institutions, and all public spaces. The input today should lead all of us into solution on how we will achieve the vision as collective. We spend a lot of time and energy fighting among ourselves. Let's have one declared enemy here. That is a gender-based violence and femicide. All together, we will win this one. Thanks.